Welcome back to the Fifth Down season finale. Now let's take a trip down to the Huron Shores.
Yeah, don't scoff at the size of the 4-team conference. It may be small, but each school can pack a wallop.
Let's start with Oscoda. Camp Victory was a huge success for Chris Davis's squad, and the Owls came into the season optimistic after winning 4 games in each of the last 2 seasons. But the first half of the schedule was stacked with talent, and Oscoda started 0-5, dropping all 3 Huron Shores games. But the Owls won 2 of their last 3, outdueling North Star opponents Hale and Augray. Senior track captains David Frazier, Kieran Clark, and Andrew Franks had outstanding years. Junior Caleb Hopkins earned an increased role late in the season and showed he'll be someone to watch in 2012.
Dave Schneider's second year at the helm in Alcona was a tale of 2 seasons. The Tigers started 5-0, scoring 232 points in that span. But with a chance to clinch the school's first playoff berth in a decade, Alcona lost 6-0 to Hillman in Week 6, and it only got worse from there. The Tigers fell to Whittemore, Tawas, and Rudyard, ending 2011 5-4 and narrowly missing the postseason. However, Schneider's squad has plenty to be proud of. Sophomore sensation Nathan Fettis rushed for over 1,000 yards and scored 6 times. Andrew Chamberlain also excelled in the backfield, grinding out 800 yards and 10 TDs of his own. The Tigers also boasted the area's top 2 tacklers, Nick Garner and Garrett Norling, who combined for 267 stops. Chamberlain and 2-way talent Brock Laverne also crossed the 100 tackle threshold.
Tawas started the year hot, winning its first 4 games, including a 60-14 drubbing in the War on the Shore. After a Week 5 loss to Standish Sterling, the Braves clinched the trip to the playoffs with 3 straight victories, beating Kindy North Huron, Pinconning, and rival Alcona. Tim Webb's boys had a chance to win the Huron Shores title in Week 9, but Whittemore-Prescott shut them out 20-0. Tawas drew undefeated Iron Mountain in the pre-district round of the postseason, and the Mountaineers ended the Braves season holding Tyler Samuels to just 36 yards. Samuels still had an exceptional year, rushing for nearly 1,600 yards and finding the end zone 21 times. Other impressive performers include quarterback Spencer Ellis, who threw 14 TD passes, and Nick Kolnitis, who caught 11.
Last season, Whittemore-Prescott won the first inaugural Huron Shores Championship, and this year they won another. A stellar 8-1 campaign was punctuated by a 3-0 conference mark and a victory over Mayo. The Cardinals earned a trip to the postseason for the 5th consecutive year, but a bad draw forced them to play Ski Valley champ Mansalona in round 1, and Whittemore lost 16-14. Running backs Cody Foreman and Anthony Bell had great senior seasons, and the Cards have a lot to look forward to in 2012. Most of the playmakers from this year's team will be back, including quarterbacks Jens Gilling and Tyler Yanish.
The Huron Shores feature some of the finest football talents in northeastern Michigan, but one of them stood out among the rest. Tawas running back Tyler Samuels rushed for almost 1,600 yards and found the end zone 22 times. His dominance on and off the gridiron helped make him a finalist to become our Player of the Year.
I'm Tyler Samuels. I work really hard in the weight room and I work really hard in school. I lead by example, and the harder you work, obviously, the more guys are going to follow on that.
Go, Tyler! Let's go, Ty!
I think I've really grown more as a leader, and just everything's become easier since my sophomore year. I think I've used my stiff arm a lot this year. I can't believe some of the times I knock things down, but it just kind of happens. It's all basically instinct. If I see something, I just act. I'm not quick, just straight speed, but through the holes, I'd say that's more my strong point.
Samuels on the left side.
There's a lot of pressure being the guy that can every play. I know some kids from different schools, and they say, you know, first play of the game, we're going to get Tyler Samuels. Like, first play of the game, we'll knock him out. It never seemed to happen all season. They say they're going to key on me, but it hasn't really slowed me down a whole lot. Coach Webb has really been my second dad over the years. He's helped me with recruiting, coaching. He's helped me make highlight tapes. He's been everything these past 3 years. He's been a really good role model for me, too. Having Spencer Politis and all those guys, we've had a lot of weapons, and it takes a lot of attention off me. I'm going to miss playing with most of these guys. I've played with them since 7th grade. I've been around them since grade school. Hope they just remember us for our reputation, basically. A hard-hitting team, but we always played clean. Maybe not all the time.
Joining us now is Mr. Samuels himself. Tyler, your team had an explosive offense this season. How much fun was it to be a part of that?
It was a lot of fun. We had a really balanced offense this year. Ran and passed it. I mean, didn't matter what we did. Spencer did a great job at quarterback. Colonice did a great job at wide receiver. We had a lot of weapons.
Talk about the chemistry with that group.
Yeah, we had a lot of seniors on this team this year, so we had a lot of leadership, obviously, and it really helped us to bring up the younger guys and just work harder this year.
You were probably our most consistent back in the viewing area. 8 straight 100-yard games. How do you keep it up week after week?
Just keep working hard. I was lucky enough to stay injury-free this year, and we had a great offensive line this year.
When we talked to you earlier in the season, you said football doesn't run in your family. How did you get started?
Probably back in the youth camps. Coach St. Alban used to be here, and he used to run the youth camps, and I just really got into it and fell in love with the sport.
So you're coaching youth now as well. Talk about that.
It's a really fun experience, just having those kids look up to you, and obviously, like Caleb said, building your program up, and it's a great experience.
All right, Tyler, we appreciate your time. Now it's time to toss it back to Jeff for a look at the Ski Valley Conference. Jeff.
Thanks, Paul. We'll head up north to check in on a couple of Cardinals. Onaway and Joburg each had high hopes for 2011, and both finished the season with winning records. Let's see how they got there.
It took the Onaway Cardinals a few weeks to take flight. They dropped their first 3 games and scored just 27 points in the process. But Earl Flynn's squad finished strong, winning 5 of its last 6, good for 3rd place in the conference. Unfortunately, the slow start was enough to keep Onaway out of the playoffs. But the Cards have plenty to be excited about for next year. Running back Jason Sigsby rushed for 1,000 yards and 12 scores as a junior. He could have what it takes to help get Onaway back to the postseason for the first time since 2006.
The Ski Valley's other Cardinals did return to the playoffs in 2011. Joburg went 8-1 during the regular season, with that lone loss coming to the league champs from Mansalona. Despite being shut out by the Ironmen, the Cardinals scored nearly 40 points per game this year, thanks to an offense that was truly run by committee. Mitch Hardy, Alex Payne, and Brian Van Coyley combined for 2,700 yards and 47 touchdowns. Joburg hosted Beale City in pre-districts, but despite home field advantage, the Cards couldn't keep up with the Aggies and suffered an early playoff exit. Fortunately, Johannesburg is only losing 6 seniors, so expect Payne, Hardy, and the rest of the boys to have similar success in 2012.
So both of those squads have plenty to look forward to next season, and we have a lot to look forward to right after a short break.
That's right. Still to come on the 5th Down season finale, we'll wrap up our reviews with the North Star League, and we'll talk to our final Player of the Year nominee.
Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back.